Hey Grizzlies, Johnny here. I have your January newsletter, and it might seem a little early for that, but it is the last day before Christmas break, so we are getting this thing out in December, so you know what's coming in January. First on the list, leadership. Leadership applications are due Tuesday, January 5th. So if you have a 6th, 7th, or 8th grader and they are interested in learning how to be a leader, or maybe you're interested in them learning how to be a leader, get them to do the application process. And we're even going to have interviews. Everything about this is just going to be a great learning experience for them of real world skills. Next, Grizzly Mountain Readers. So we had Battle of the Books on the agenda. And one thing I've been saying in this program is that we are going to accept failure as part of the process. And so, as we are developing this program, we are figuring out what works and making adjustments as needed. And so we had, I'd say about 8 kids jump into Battle of the Books, and I think that was our fault because we aren't communicating clearly or we aren't creating an easy enough path for kids to get involved. And so we went back and we said, how do we get more kids involved in this? Because who doesn't want their kids to read a book every month? And so we created a little link for sign up, a Google form, and so you can just quickly fill out this Google form. And then how do you get the book? That was a little blurry last month when we set this up. And so in that Google form, you can tell us if you want us to order the book for you or if you're going to find it yourself. And then, there was that issue, and then there was also this new idea of like, hey, let's have some kind of community things that are going on that are virtual. And so we decided we're going to make Battle of the Books more of a class. And we're going to try this for a month and see how it goes. But basically, kids will be put into groups of 25 or 30 kids, and they'll have a Zoom that they do once a week. And then there's these things in Zoom called breakout rooms where you can break them into like groups of 3 or 4. And so they'll be able to break out and just Zoom with the 3 kids on their team. But they'll also be able to join together as a whole group, and we'll just discuss the book, maybe do some trivia every week, and give them like deadlines of how many chapters to read every week. And so it'll be a weekly Zoom on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. So I think give this a shot for a month. This is going to be a really good way for kids to get some community, have some friends of other kids in the program, read a book, have some motivation. We have prizes. Okay, so we have our t-shirts that we're selling. And your t-shirt orders are due today, by the way, if it's Friday and you're watching this. You can always get a t-shirt later, but the first round of t-shirts, you got to give us your form back today for that. We have stickers now, because kids love stickers. And we just have other things that are also going to serve as prizes for this. And so I'd really encourage you to get your kids signed up for Grizzly Mountain Readers. Look in the email where you got this video from. And click on the Google form to sign up for that. It's taking 15 seconds to get them signed up and get a book coming your way. We're going to be able to ship the book directly to you. And there will be different books for different age groups. And so check that out. Ski trip. Here's another one where we're learning as we go. We cannot get a hold of anyone out there about group rates and group events, with COVID. And so we still want to have a ski trip. We might have to get a little more creative. And so it's probably going to get pushed into February. But that's a major priority for us, and we're still working on that. Attendance. We want to do a good job communicating with you on attendance, and I just met with our tech director yesterday, and we're going to set up a system to have a text message, a phone call, and an email sent if your kids are marked absent. So it's really important that we're reporting attendance accurately to the state, and so it's just one of those little things we got to do to be a program that's funded by the state of Oregon. And so don't be surprised if you get a phone call or a text in the future if you haven't reported attendance for the day. Other than that, upcoming events. So Grizzly Mountain Readers. Oh, I didn't say this, but it'll be a Wednesday commitment. You can see all this in the newsletter. Every Wednesday. It doesn't start till January 27th. It'll go through February for this first book. And if it's a good thing, we'll keep doing it. January, we're going to be doing Rube Goldberg machines. You should Google that and watch some YouTube videos of that if you don't know what that is. We also will have benchmark testing going on. And so you can look at the calendar for those events. And then one last thing I'd like to talk about is we've been calling it PE and STEAM. We're actually going to rename it Grizzly Games. So sometimes kids will come in on Tuesdays and Thursdays, one of those 2 days, for Grizzly Games, and sometimes they'll come in for Grizzly Gatherings. And Grizzly Games is more for like the kid who's kind of like me. I like competitive stuff, so we're going to have PE, we're going to have science challenges. But then there's another style of kid out there, and so we want to be open to everybody's interests. And so we're going to have what we call Grizzly gatherings, and these will be based more around art and playing games like chess and Scrabble and board games and card games and stuff like that. And so there won't be this, PE event, and we're just going to give that a shot for a month and see what it's like. And so if your kids have been kind of like, I don't really like PE, all these people screaming, throwing dodgeballs at me, it's not like that. Totally not. But if they're not into the PE world, we're going to have some other things going on for them every other week now, including art and painting and just hanging out. So check that out. You can look at the calendar on the back page. Our wonderful Charlotte, one of our teachers, makes this newsletter every month, and it's just so great. So give it a look. And you'll notice the last month of January we'll be doing benchmark testing in person, unless that's not possible for you, and then we can set something else up. Well, I think I talked about everything, and I have a meeting soon, so I need to turn this off and get to it. Have a great holiday break. And hopefully you're watching this video after a great holiday break, but if you're watching it before, that's great too. Okay? See you guys in January.